Lieutenant Churchill reporting from Major Finn, sir.
Come with me.
Sir.
Chainmail epaulettes. They were fashionable and a practical form of armor during the late 19th century throughout the British Empire. They were worn by cavalry and other mounted divisions. These epaulettes are primarily associated with the divisions which fought during the Mahdist War of 1881 to 1899, also known as the Sudan Campaign. The Sudan Campaign and following Second Boer War would be the last wars where British cavalry remained a dominant force on the battlefield. Most famously, Winston Churchill participated in the Battle of Omdurman during the Sudan Campaign. Here Churchill would participate in what some would consider the last official cavalry charge in British history. Churchill was an officer of the 4th Hussars, riding with the 21st Lancers at this time. Churchill wore chainmail epaulettes during this campaign, as accurately shown in the movie Young Winston.
Sir?
Well, come along if you like, but keep out of the way.
During the Sudan Campaign, the British Army was armed with the most modern military equipment of the time. This is a Nordenfeldt gun, shown in the film Khartoum, but the British Army would further be equipped with Maxim machine guns. However, the Mahdists were determined fighters and used ambush tactics. Battles could become close-quarter sword fights with Mahdist forces frequently wearing full chainmail armor. British chainmail epaulettes at the time provided some genuine protection against downward sword slashes, as they would in other parts of the empire, where edged weapons were still prolific, including India.
Thank you, Bulldown. That's Queen's evidence now.
These epaulettes became less practical, but still fashionable during the Second Boer War from 1899 to 1902, after which they became part of dress uniforms for many mounted divisions, be them horse artillery, mounted infantry, or cavalry units, usually those with a lineage dating back to the mid-19th century or earlier. The chainmail epaulette was also independently adopted by the Legion of Frontiersmen, a civilian organization formed in Britain in 1905, founded by Roger Pocock, a former Northwest Mounted Police constable and Boer War veteran. Its purpose was to prepare enlistees for war and foster vigilance in peacetime. The Legion was largely devastated by the First World War. Technically, the Legion still exists today, but after World War II it mostly fizzled out. Indian and Canadian mounted regiments formed in the late 1800s also adopted chainmail epaulettes. Shown here are the 1st Bombay Lancers in 1885. India still carries on this tradition with the 61st Cavalry Regiment, one of the largest, and also one of the last operational unmechanized, horse-mounted cavalry units in the world. In Canada, the tradition also still carries on. Canadian cavalry divisions formed in the late 19th century, some of which would fight in the Boer War, wore chainmail epaulettes. Of course, several British regiments continue to use chainmail epaulettes with their uniforms. It's also not unusual to see royals wearing chainmail epaulettes. King Charles III holds a ceremonial rank as Colonel-in-Chief in the Queen's Dragoon Guards, nicknamed the Welsh Cavalry. King Charles has held many ceremonial ranks throughout the Commonwealth, since he was first commissioned as an officer in 1971. Alright, I'm Johnny. Thanks for watching this video on a bit of military swagger. I think these epaulettes are pretty damn cool looking overall, and a tradition worth keeping. Take care, and have a nice day.